Hi YouTube, it's your girl Lisa and I'm back and I'm kind of scared. So I have good news for you guys. So I actually ended up not going to the hospital because for whatever reason they never came to pick me up. So I guess there was like a misunderstanding even though I clearly said okay, I don't know. So they never came to pick me up, which is whatever, because my nana actually ended up being discharged anyway, so it's all good, you know. But I wanted to make this video because I don't know what's going on with me. Am I still sick? Am I not? Let me just explain to you what's going on. So I'm sitting here, and I also have other good news. So I'm sitting here and I'm chilling, watching YouTube because I'm bored as fuck. And I started to get really weird, like, I don't really know how to describe it because it's like chest pain. It's like chest pain, but it's not in the front, it's in the back, if that makes sense. And I noticed like if I sat a certain way, I would feel it. Well, not anymore. And if I breathed deep, it would hurt. And I'm like, the first thing that hit my head was like, oh no, like, am I really going to have another lung infection, another bronchitis episode? No. So I don't know. I don't want to have bronchitis. So I'm sitting up straight and I'm breathing in deep, and it doesn't really hurt as much. My cough is not as bad as it was, but it's still there. Sometimes it gets bad, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it's weird. And I constantly have this like feeling of like mucus in my throat right here. So I mean, there is a chance that I have bronchitis, and I'm already like preparing for it if I do have bronchitis, because I did get sick from my cousin, and my cousin has bronchitis. So, and I've had a lung infection in the past, so I'm kind of prepared for it in a way, because I don't know if it's going to be acute or not. Most likely it'll be acute because I'm not like, I don't know. But I was literally just sitting here straight chilling, and it hurt so bad that I almost started crying. I'm like, oh, like, so I don't know. I'm not prepared, like I don't have equipment and tools for it, but I'm prepared as in if I do have bronchitis, because I've had it in the past, I know all the signs. So if I'm spitting out bright green mucus, that's one. Chest pain is another one, but this one is so weird. Like, it's not here, it's in the back. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it goes away and it doesn't get worse, because I don't know what I'm going to do if it gets worse. This week is just not a good week for me to have bronchitis, because I have a written test on Friday for my permit. So I'm just hoping, for the best. But obviously, whatever happens, happens. But I was actually just watching YouTube, and I was watching this YouTuber. She's like half Indian, half white, like me. Her name is Safia Nygaard, I guess. How long you've had it now? Well, I don't even know if I have bronchitis, but I've been sick for like a week. So yeah. Um, so I was watching her video because she's picking out a wedding dress because she's getting married. Her boyfriend proposed to her, or her fiance proposed to her in like the cutest way at Disneyland, and he has a YouTube channel as well, so he recorded it, and it was like so cute. And so I was just watching because I'm bored, you know. I literally can't wait till I can get married and pick out like my wedding dresses and stuff. I can't wait. And not even for the fact that I'm marrying like the person that I love, but like I'm no longer going to have the same last name as my father. That's what I'm most excited about because my dad is so, like, when it comes to dating and guys, he is so like tight and it's irritating. So I just can't wait. For him to give me one. Um, yeah, and this guy, he met this guy, and I actually asked him because he told me that he likes to meet the guys that I hang out with. So I'm like, okay. So they met, and he hasn't met my mom yet. He's going to. He's sick as well as me being sick, so we wanted to do it when we're both not sick, you know. Especially because my mom's a nurse and she can't really afford to be sick, so we didn't want to like, you know, have him come over and like meet my mom and then get her sick, you know. So, um, so I asked my dad today, do you mind if he gives me a ride home? Because I don't have a car, so literally my parents are like my rides. And it can be kind of annoying because it's like, I feel like, okay, they always say, you know, that without a license and without a car, you don't have much freedom, which in a way is true if you let it be true, because obviously you can walk places, you know, like you don't have to have a car to go places. But I mean, it's whatever. But it can be kind of annoying because obviously I don't walk everywhere. But like luckily, like where I live, there's like stores and stuff nearby, so I don't have to like. I don't really need. That's why it's like kind of funny when people always ask me why I don't drive a lot, because it's like I really don't need to. Like there's, you know, I'm not gonna waste my gas going to a place that's like 5 minutes from where I live. That makes no sense. Like, you know. But my parents are my rides, you know, and sometimes it's my best friend. It hasn't been recently. We haven't even talked to each other in a while. Like we just started texting today. Um, oh, cool! Happy early birthday. That's when I'm taking my permit test. So, yeah. So I asked him, do you mind if you know he gives me a ride? And he's like, yeah, but just know that it's just a ride. This isn't a date. And I'm like, I know that. And he's like, yeah, I won't, because my dad's going to be in another city tomorrow for a meeting or whatever. And he's like, I want to at least be in the same city as you guys when you guys go on a date. And I'm like, as long as it's just a city, yeah, that's cool. Like, and for me, it's irritating because I'm not 16. I'm 21. I'm an adult. You can go on dates with girls as an adult, and your dad doesn't get up on you. So why is it that you feel the need to get up on me? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know. And I think it's weird because he dates younger women. So you don't think about these younger women being someone else's daughter. But then when it comes to your own daughter dating a guy, you're like picky. Like I just don't I don't know. I don't understand it. Um so yeah, I cannot wait to get married. Whoever becomes my husband is going to legitimately be my best friend forever because they're gonna save my life, like legitimately. Um so yeah, so speaking of like weddings and fun stuff, so guess who I got to talk to today? Yeah, my best friend Jazz. Or I'm gonna say Jazz because if I say Jazz, people can think it's my ex from Ireland, and it's not. So my best friend Jazz hit me up today. So we have a new plan in order to talk to each other without his wife knowing. I will text him from text free, and he actually has his own text free number. So I'll text him, and then what he does is when he goes home, he erases the app. So his wife has no idea. And then when he goes to work, he just downloads the app again. So um, I'll text him on the app and I'll use a fake number so that way if she does get a hold of his phone for some random reason, she won't recognize my number. Um, but it was funny because he's married and he flirts with me and he calls me his girl and all this stuff, and it's like it's I don't know. I just think it's funny that he's married, but he likes me more than her. Yeah. So what I think happened was he got arranged. So he didn't marry this woman because he loved her. He married this woman because her family and his family put them together and made them get married. So you know, and recently what he told me was, I guess she started working, so he saw her a lot. And so because of that, it made it harder for us to talk because he's always with her. So now, recently, she stopped working. I don't know why, because he didn't tell me, but he said that she stopped working. Um, so he was like, "Oh yeah, we get to talk more." I'm like, "Yes, I'm so happy." Why does he flirt with you? I don't know, and I don't care. He was mine first anyway, so I really don't care. He was telling me, he was like, I wish I lived in Cali because then I could be with you and I could cuddle my girl and I could love you and all this and that. And then we were joking because like right now I don't have a job. So I was telling him like I'm looking for a job, and he was like, because he lives in Pennsylvania. He lives like in the Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area. So he was like, man, if you lived here, like I would hire you because he manages a bunch of Cricket Wireless buildings in his area, which is it like literally makes me sad. Every time I go by a Cricket Wireless building, I think of him. Um, and so he was like, if you lived here, I'd hire you. I'm like, yeah, but then your wife would hate me even more because I'd be working with you. And he was like, oh, well, she doesn't know your face. She only knows your name. So I'm like, oh, so I'm going to have a fake name tag for whenever she pops by. Okay. Like we were just joking. And I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he's married, but I'm his girl. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of American people don't really understand it. And they're like, why are you with a married man? Like, karma's a bitch and you're going to get what's coming to you. And they're like, why would he flirt with you if he's married? That's sad. I feel bad for the wife. And for like brown people, us Stacy people, we fully get it because this is our life, like they make us marry people that we don't know. So what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? If I'm forced to marry someone I don't know, I think I would have done the same thing, honestly. Oh, it hurts again. I swear to God, if I have bronchitis, I swear to God. So, yeah, I know it's weird, and I'm not really expecting people to be like on board and be like, right on, Elisa, that's so cool, you know. Um, but you know, at the end of the day, like he's one of my good friends, and I don't feel bad. I would feel bad, but this girl, his wife, and I, we don't get along, so I don't feel bad for what I do to her marriage because of the things that she said to me, and I do realize that she said them to me because I'm talking to her husband. But you know what? At the end of the day, if your man is cheating on you, you shouldn't be having this conversation with your man, not me. Because I didn't even know he was married. He never told me he was married. So for you to come at me calling me names like I'm intentionally trying to ruin your marriage, I'm not. I didn't even know you were married. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't feel bad. Because, and she's a punk because she'll call me a name and then she'll block me. Like, you're so scary. Because okay, I'll tell you the story. So when he stopped talking to me because of her, I started to miss him because I'm so used to talking to him every day after school. So I started to miss him. So and I also kind of was mad because it was like, you know, out of nowhere you're married. You didn't tell me that you're married and now you're blocking me because of her. Like I was just upset. So um I messaged him on Facebook, not knowing that his wife uses his Facebook, not knowing that he doesn't use Facebook anymore. I messaged him on Facebook and I'm like, you know, I miss you and I don't care if you're married, you're my good friend and all this stuff. And, you know, and so she saw it and she replied on his Facebook and said, fuck off, bitch. And at first I thought it was him. So I was very hurt. I'm like, okay, fine, you know, go be with her. Like, if that's, you know, if that's the case, if I'm really a bitch to you, that if that's the case, you know. And then he FaceTimed me a couple weeks later, I think a month later actually. I don't know, a couple weeks later. And he was like, hey, why did you message me on Facebook? My wife saw it. That wasn't me that said that, it was my wife. And I'm like, oh, it was your wife. Okay. So you want to call me a fucking name and you don't even know me. Okay. So right then and there, I'm like, I don't like you. And so then I went on to I have a fake Facebook account that I share with my best friend because I was dating this guy that cheated on me. So that's why I have it, if anyone's wondering. So I went into my fake Facebook account and I messaged her on Facebook and I said, don't think that you can call me a bitch and get away with it. Not my fault that your man is coming to me. Sorry that your marriage sucks and then I'm pleasing your man in ways that you could never, you know, all that. And she replied, oh, you're just a silly little girl. You know, you know, that's my husband. Like, we just got into a whole argument. It was, you know, it was dumb. And that's like another reason why we couldn't talk much because he had to find a way to talk to me without her, you know? And so I usually talk to him like when he's working because he's on the road a lot. So it's easier to talk to him. And he knows that I don't fuck with her. And honestly, and he knows this too. If we lived in the same state, in the same city, and she would have called me a bitch, I would have been at her front door. I would have gone up to her house and been like, so who's a bitch? Are you gonna say it to my face? You wanna call me a name you don't even know me? Like, you know? So that's why she came up to me. I'm not scared of her. I'm honestly waiting for her to pop off. Honestly. I'm waiting for her to be a real bitch and come fight me like a woman. Call me on the phone. Let's argue. Text me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Call me names and then block me. What? Like you're pathetic, bro. Oh my god. Anyway, so yes, that is my life story, I guess. So I'm gonna go because my dinner is ready. My dad just texted me. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tell my dad about my chest pains that I'm having, and hopefully I'm good. I'm also going to tell my mom because my mom's a nurse. So I'm hoping that it's not related to bronchitis, but you know what? If it is, it is. I mean, I can breathe. It's just like it's weird because it comes and goes. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go and I'll keep you guys updated on this whole best friend that's married but loves me more than his own wife thing. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.